If you like YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, then you should
be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hey, I'm Trevor, Hollywood editor turned full-time real estate agent. On this channel, I teach real estate agents and other entrepreneurs to grow their businesses using video.
I'm just a messenger.
You should be afraid of what the European Union has just done.
The worst nightmare.
However, don't be afraid to subscribe by smashing that button right there and tapping the bell. The European Union just signed off on the Directive on Copyright in the Digital Single Market, which is the first major update to copyright rules in Europe in almost 20 years. As a content creator on YouTube, the scariest part for me was called Article 13 in the draft and has been renamed Article 17 in the final version. However, we're going to keep calling it Article 13 like everyone else is still doing, so nobody gets confused. The 28 nations in the European Union have 2 years to implement the directive. The intent of Article 13 is to safeguard copyrighted content to make sure that copyright holders are compensated for their work when it appears online.
There's an entire world out there where people fight to be relevant every single day.
It sounds innocent enough. I mean, creators should be compensated for their work and their work should be protected from theft. However, in practice, the implementation is not good at all.
What is this?
The gist of Article 13 is that big tech companies and social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch will be responsible for content uploaded by its billions of users. That means that if a YouTuber uploads the entire Endgame movie, Marvel can not only sue that YouTuber, but can also sue YouTube. And guess what? YouTube doesn't want to get sued. Currently, copyright issues work something like this. Let's use YouTube as an example. Let's say a YouTuber uploaded without consent the entire Endgame movie. Marvel would then issue a takedown notice to YouTube, and YouTube would remove the content or risk a lawsuit. Article 13 completely removes that middle step. In our example, YouTuber uploads the entire Endgame movie, and now YouTube is immediately at risk of a lawsuit from Marvel. That means that YouTube and the user can immediately be sued without a takedown notice ever having been issued.
I don't like bullies.
Article 13 requires, for example, that a YouTuber have written consent from the copyright holder before uploading any content that is not original. That sounds like a fun thing to track. The net result is that platforms like YouTube will have to filter every single bit of content before it's uploaded to their platform. YouTube already has something called Content ID, which does a ton of filtering, but the new law will require much more stringent filtering, an unreasonable and impractical amount of filtering. YouTube and Twitch say that their Content ID filters would block anything even remotely questionable in order for them to avoid even the possibility of getting sued. This would result in a bunch of false positives. They will create surveillance systems to monitor live streams, and they will have to limit what they show in Europe.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
In fact, everything will be scrutinized, creativity will be severely stifled, and censorship will be in full swing.
You betray the law!
In essence, the internet in Europe is gonna blow. Each of the 28 member countries in the European Union have to figure out the boundaries and the implementation of the new law, and that's going to result in a whole bunch of confusion because we might have 28 different ways this law is being implemented.
Houston, we have a problem.
It's also unclear how the new law is going to impact fair dealing. Fair dealing is what Europe calls fair use. I have a video on fair use in the United States right here you might want to check out. Fair use allows you to use copyrighted material without consent from the copyright holder under certain circumstances. You might be thinking, well, Trevor, that's just in Europe. We're fine here in the United States, in the land of the free and the home of the brave and free speech. Well, guess what? A lot of people think that this new directive, and Article 13 in particular, are the blueprint for what's coming to the rest of the world.
We got hosed.
So what should you do as a content creator here on YouTube and other platforms now that you know about Article 13? Well, to truly play it safe, if you're super conservative, only upload original content, stuff that you personally created, and make sure that there's no paintings or anything in the background that somebody else created, because they could ding you for that too.
But it's up to you whether you heed the words or not.
Well, what about me? What am I going to do? Well, I'm kind of reckless. I'm going to follow the fair use guidelines and continue to cross my fingers.
You want to fight the fight? Yeah, I'll fight the big fight.
How do you feel about Article 13? Go ahead and post it in the comments below. I'd love to hear. To learn more about fair use, go ahead and click right there. To learn how I find and download movie clips for my videos, click there. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe quick so you watch all my videos before the European Union throws me in jail and shuts down my channel.
You serious?